Hey everyone, Michelle Fernandez here, your friend in real estate. Today we are going to discuss the Denver metro market. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of notifications right now, but we're going to go over some market trends as well as we're going to talk about future forecasts heading into 2023. We will also discuss what the market has been like. So depending on where you have seen this video, I will post additional information, including some reports in the comments below. This will go onto my YouTube, my Facebook, my Instagram, my Snapchat, my TikTok, all that sort of stuff. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, you can always send me a private message. My phone number is also outlined on the cover to this video. So feel free to give me a call at any time, even if you're not planning on purchasing anything this year, or if you're looking to sell, perhaps you just have some very basic questions, some starter questions. I would be more than happy to address any questions that you have. So, and you do not have to feel pressure to use me as your professional, although I would appreciate it. If I'm not necessarily the person that you want to work with, I can give you a referral. You don't necessarily have to be in the state of Colorado or California. I can help connect you to a real estate professional, whether that be a lender or a real estate agent in any state. So please use me as your real estate resource, and I will get you connected to the most appropriate person for your specific needs. So I am going to jump right in, and let me clean my glasses. So we're going to start with, let me just make some adjustments here. 1 second. So you can also go on, I know I have a glare on my glasses, but I'm using this lighting system, but you can also go onto my Facebook cover where I will have these stats for you. So closing out the month of December, the numbers just came in for our January 2023 reports. Can you believe it's already 2023? Where did the last couple of years go? So active inventory, we have closed out the month of December with 4,757 active homes that were active inventory on the Denver metro market. That is a drop of nearly 24%. So, and when I say a drop, that's in comparison to the month prior. So these numbers are comparing December to November. And the number of closed homes, we've seen just over 11% drop. They have gone down to 2,720. The average close price, for those of you that are just kind of hanging tight, that are waiting for the economy to crash. So we have witnessed 2.69% decrease in the cost of homes. So that's not the huge drastic crash that you're looking for. And, you know, as far as like what's being reported, it's not going to happen in 2023 either. So the average close price is $637,852. So that is somewhat of a declination. The median close price, that has also witnessed 1.42% of a decrease. So the median close price is just over 554,000. And then the average days on market is 43 days on market. That has gone up by over 26%. So what that means is when you place your home on the market, that's how long statistically it's going to take you to sell your home. There's also a lot of other variables that are within your control. So if you are pricing your home correctly, that's going to be key component number one. A correctly priced home is going to sell, but there's also other variables, such as, does your home show well? Is it clean? Is it decluttered? Or, I mean, do you have dirty walls with like dirty laundry hanging out? That's not going to be very appeasing for a buyer. So you have to kind of depersonalize your property, meaning removing yourself from the property, taking down your pictures, taking down the pictures of Jesus, but we all love him. We also want to, you know, just really minimize minimized. If you're in a position to where you can paint the interior, perhaps even the exterior of your home, these things are going to make a significant difference. There are a lot of vendors that are willing to help you with these services and that are willing to get paid at closing. So if you need a vendor with this sort of setup agreement, reach out. I do have a lot of vendors that I work with my clients that are willing to get paid at closing. Okay, so moving on. Sorry, I have a couple different programs here. I'm also my own IT person. I'm my own marketing director. I'm my own, I built my own website. So takes me a little bit longer to get some of the information out. You'd be surprised what you learn and what you can do with the power of taking some time, applying yourself, learning new tools, and you know, making it happen. So okay, jumping on into the market insights. This was recently put out by the Denver Metro Association of Realtors. So there's a lot of information. Please bear with me. I will timestamp this video on YouTube so you can kind of get to the section that most apply to you. Okay, in the month of December, closing out 2022, especially due to the holidays, we witnessed a drastic slowdown. That's where you typically have the most aggressive buyers. It's typically the best time to buy if you're a buyer because, you know, everybody's out with their families, they're spending time for the holidays, and so you have less competition. It's also a time where you have more negotiation power. And the exception to that is the Denver-Lodo area. We actually seen an increase of showings in the Denver-Lodo area. And it also depends, real estate, it's a stratified market. And so basically what that means is that it's based on the cost of the home. So you have classic market, and typically that's a property that's for sale anywhere from the range of 300,000 on up to just under 500,000. So $499,999. That's considered the classic market. And so that market is going to be the most affordable. So you're going to have a lot of buyers, especially with the rise in interest rates, that are going to be in that market. It's the most affordable for first-time home buyers, for families. So in my opinion, it's still a difficult market. You have, you know, there's going to be challenges when you are in competition with many more buyers, and most of the buyers are in that market. And then we have the premier market, and that ranges from 500,000 on up to just under $750,000. So the cost of the home, that's called a premier market. And then you have the signature market, that's from $750,000 up to $999,999, so just under $1 million. And then, of course, you have the luxury market. The luxury market is the price point of $1 million plus. So in each of these markets, there's going to be variables because they're different markets. Okay. So two of Colorado cities that were ranked as, this was in the US News and World Report, for the top 50 cities for dog owners. Denver ranked number 11, and Colorado Springs also made the list. So good job to Denver and good job to Colorado Springs. Colorado Springs also is like a very underrated city. So if you're looking to buy, if you're you know, in a different location outside of Colorado, you're looking for somewhat of an affordable market, I would say Colorado Springs is more affordable than the Denver Metro. An article that recently came out in Realtor.com, they rated the top 10 states that are seeing the biggest price drops are on the western side of the states, which include Arizona, Nevada, Utah, Colorado, Idaho, Washington, California. It's really hard to believe. I mean, I'm not seeing significant price drops, but there are some declining markets depending on the neighborhood. But according to Realtor.com, those 10 states are experiencing the largest increase of home reductions. Okay, according to Zillow, some of us don't like to say that word, but we will go ahead and display some information that they graciously put out for us. So heading into 2023, most of the home buyers will, the number one feature on their list will be a backyard. And I can definitely agree with that. We are in the market for purchase as well, and that's what we are also considering. We have 2 very large pit bulls. Having a space for them is number one for us. So that will be followed by kitchen islands, mirrored walls. Not sure what y'all are doing with that, but we won't ask questions. And then also they're looking for less open floor plans and more privacy. So I think that's kind of due to COVID, kind of changed some of our needs. And I think we all just need more isolated space, right? The color that is expected to be most popular heading into 2023, and I've never even heard of this color, but I'm gonna have to look it up on Google. It's called Viva Magenta. So it's kind of like a berry toned red. I'm not sure if they're saying that's gonna be like most popular for wall colors or maybe just features, details in the home. I'm sure it sounds like a very beautiful color. Maybe in the bathroom or the kitchen. Let's see. So in mortgage news, I keep taking off my glasses because I have this glare. But in mortgage news, the Federal Reserve is going to meet again in January, the end of January. And when they do meet, they are expected to raise the federal rate by 0.25%. So the federal rate highly impacts the mortgage rates. I'll do a separate video on that, but there are some other variables that impact the mortgage rates. That is a solid component. So for those of you that are on the buy side or that are on the fence, just keep in mind that they are expected to raise the Fed rate. CoreLogic, they stated that Denver saw a 44.6% increase in appreciation as compared to January of 2020. So our peak in Denver, I would say it started to kind of slow down in May of 2022. And so since then, it looks like we've seen a drop by just nearly 5% in appreciation. But still, like going from almost 45% in appreciation to just kind of dropping down, we're still ahead of the game. So for those of you that own property that have had significant amounts of appreciation, you may have lost slightly, just a small piece of that equity, but overall, you're still ahead of the game. The quick stats, the average listings for a December, this is from the range of 1985 to 2021. On average, we have typically 12,350 homes on active market. This past December, we seen just about 4,757 homes on the market. So that's a third of what we are typically used to. So the number of homes on market has significantly decreased, but we've kind of been breaking historic records year over year since 2020, since COVID hit. As of December 28th, 52.8% of active listings reduced their price. So that was down from 57% in November. So again, folks, pricing your home accurately is I mean, you're going to either shoot yourself in the foot or, I mean, you're going to be ahead of the game. If you price accordingly to current market conditions, that's going to be your key strategy for selling your property. And that's going to be the key component for what you walk away in terms of net proceeds if you're on the sell side. So we have some, and I'll just be very honest, you have some very unrealistic sellers out there. We're not in the same market, guys, okay? We're not in like the peak of the heightened extreme sellers market. Those days are gone, okay? Those days are gone. So you need to be realistic about what the value of your home is. You don't ultimately set that. The buyer does. What a buyer is willing to pay for your property is the value of that home. We all would love to get top dollar for our homes, but you know, you got to be realistic, folks. Okay, so we're going to kind of change the topic of discussion, and there are 5 things that you should know about real estate heading into 2023. So I have 2 more pages here, and I'm going to try to make this as fast as possible, but these are things that I believe that you should know. Okay, so as you know, there's just a lot of uncertainty about the housing market. What's going to happen in 2023? I have, you know, half folks that are waiting for an economic crash. Are we in a recession? Yes. Is our housing industry still strong? Yes, it's still strong. We have low inventory. We have high amounts of equity in our properties still. So the future forecast, now keep in mind, this is all subjective, okay? This is all subjective. You have economists that debate, okay? It's all very subjective. And so at the end of the day, none of us have a crystal ball, as they say in real estate. This is just kind of based off of trends, historic trends, future, current trends, future trends, local economy, global economy, national economy. So there's a lot of variables, and these are things to consider. So let's see. Number 1, mortgage rates will stabilize. Okay, so what that is based on is the fact that the mortgage rates are considered to have peaked. In November, we've seen interest rates as high as 7% plus. Okay, that's in comparison to the last 2 years, we've been blessed enough to have interest rates anywhere from 2 to 3%. So if you're a buyer and you purchased your property during the times of lower interest rates, you were ahead of the game. And so we have seen a slight decrease of interest rates. They are back in the 6s. And so, but it's unbelievable to think that they were over 7% in November. Something I found very interesting, that typically the interest rate is on a historic national average, it's 8% for a 30-year mortgage. So that is just your typical average interest rate. Okay, so we're still under that. So let's see here. So if inflation continues to slow, the rates may stabilize below 6% in 2023. There are, you know, like I said, there's so many variables. We're hoping to see interest rates stabilize under 6%, and I will continue to educate you as we see either the influx or the deflux. Okay, number 2, the housing market activity is to strengthen. So although your typical family won't be able to afford to buy a median priced home, the homeowners the home owning is becoming more affordable to just about 5% more households in this area if rates hover near 6% instead of 7%. So hoping that we can stay in the 6th percentile for 2023. Again, it says your typical home buyer will not be able to afford at that price point. It's just knocking buyers out of the game, so to speak. An interest rate is never fixed. When interest rates drop, you also do have the option to refinance. So you need to make sure you're staying connected with your lender. And there's some websites that you can also educate yourself. And you also have a due diligence to kind of educate yourself, right? So you should be on the internet looking. I'll post some websites in this thread as well, but there's some very useful tools that you can use as a consumer. It's being an educated consumer. So we also have seen that the Denver metro area may have nearly double the number of homes for sale than that a year ago. So that's mostly because the homes are staying on the market for a longer amount of time. And also there's fewer new listings that are available in the market. And the question is, will there be more homes available in 2023? Well, Denver, they have also approved more building permits as compared to the same period pre-pandemic. So the construction has actually slowed down by in the last couple of months, and that's just kind of due to building materials. Fewer homeowners are expected to sell their homes and purchase another. And again, that's due to the interest rates. And I believe I kind of lightly touched on that. So if you purchased in the past couple of years and perhaps your needs have changed, or if you've owned your home for quite some time, chances are you have a significantly lower interest rate. So for those homeowners that are maybe looking to upbuy, meaning they need a larger property for whatever the reasons, maybe their families have expanded, or perhaps it's the opposite and they need to downsize. If you are in a property where you have lower interest rates on your current mortgage, it's gonna make you hesitant to want to purchase a replacement home at the current interest rates. But there are options that you do have, which you can hold onto your property. You don't necessarily have to sell your current property. In that situation, I'm sure you have a lot of equity. So what you can do is tap into that equity, use that equity for your replacement property. You can keep subject A property, current property, as a rental, right? So you can make some passive income on that depending on what your monthly mortgage is. You can utilize it as an investment property. The replacement property that you're going to use your equity from to purchase your new home, there's things that you can do, such as rate buy downs, and you can, you have more opportunity if you're already a homeowner. You don't necessarily have to sell the house. You can keep it, save it for the kids, save it for your retirement, sell it when you're ready to retire. Life hands us a lot of unforeseen obstacles at times, and it's always nice to have that savings account for you, because at the end of the day, having equity is basically having an untapped savings account. So let's see, we're not expected to see 3% interest rates like we did in 2021 anytime soon. So keep that in mind for those of you that are on the fence. They're just not expected to come back anytime soon. That's the reality of it. And we have to adjust according to reality and, of course, our specific needs. There's a lot of folks that purchased homes back in the day for, they have like 12 to 14% interest rates. Of course, the cost of those homes were significantly lower at that time, but interest rate is a variable, can change over time. Okay, number 4, price gains are declining. So nationally, home price gains have decelerated since May of 2022. So home prices declined. That is expected to continue this year, and the prices will annually appreciate throughout 2023. I'll have to read that again because that doesn't really make sense to me. But it says half of the areas across the country are experiencing small gains, and the other half are seeing small price declines. As one of the most expensive areas, the Denver metro may experience some small price declinations during the second quarter of the year, but most of the homes will continue to be significantly higher than that of the national level. So Denver, we're very fortunate. I guess it depends on which side you are. If you're a buyer or a seller, if you're a homeowner, then you know it's you're ahead of the game. Everybody loves Colorado. It's a beautiful state. It's changed a lot. But anytime you can own property is a win. So it don't necessarily have to be in the state of Colorado. There's modern day migration that has happened during COVID. A lot of folks have sold their properties in higher economies, and they have migrated to states with lower cost of living, keeping hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank. So let's see, we're just going to kind of close this out. Just heading into 2023, housing affordability is going to be the main driving factor. So if you are on the fence, make sure that number one starting point would be to get with a lender and kind of see what your current situation is, and they can kind of formulate a game plan as far as, okay, how much of your debt do you need to bring down? How much should you have in savings? All that sort of stuff. You're going to have to get really creative and work within the legal system of what you are able to do with the professionals of your choice. Okay, let's see. Well, I think that's going to close it out. Okay, let me just read this. It says the National Association of Realtors, they do expect a 1% increase in prices. That's on a national level. Okay, they're taking the average nationally. Every market, every sub-market, every state is going to be different, but overall, it's just the overall average. We are expecting to see a 1% inclination. Okay, so I think that's about all that I have for you today. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. You can see my phone number. Let's see, right here. Reach out, give me a call, shoot me an email, send me a smoke signal, whatever you have to do to get in touch with me. As always, I do appreciate being your go-to for real estate and being your resource. So if you need help in either Colorado, California, please connect. And you don't necessarily have to be in those states. I can help you regardless of what state you're in. I can help locate you to the professional that can be most beneficial to your unique circumstance. Reach out, Michelle Fernandez. Thank you again for watching my very long video, and I hope you all have a wonderful first week of January. Talk to you soon. Bye.